Yeah, Tate, this spring you got some experience at center. You said you were still kind of absorbing all of the information. And where's the comfortability at that spot right now?
Definitely a lot more comfortable in the spring, just over the summer, continue getting snaps, stuff like that. So just kind of figured out how to take a set at center, kind of stuff like that. Not treating it like I'm still a guard has been the biggest change, but definitely getting a lot more comfortable at that position and stepping into it.
Tate, on the podcast, how much more comfortable have you grown doing that sort of interviewing, and what are some of the things that you take out of that, just beyond the entertainment value?
Oh, a lot more comfortable. If you put me in front of a camera when I first got here, I'd start sweating and be nervous. But yeah, I think it's just like about the people we have on and kind of learning more about them. That's been the coolest part. Even our teammates, like they'll bring up something on there that I didn't know about it, and I think that's the coolest part.
Tate, what did you see from Jared through this summer as he's getting ready to get fall camp underway?
Really stepping into the role of center, taking control of the offensive line, getting us where we need to be on the right page. He's done a really good job of that, just stepping up his voice and being confident, really. And I think that's been the biggest part for him.
Yeah, Tate, your first career start came against Clemson, feels like forever ago. Where do you think you've grown the most since 2021, I guess now?
Not taking it for granted, for sure. I just got asked about camp a minute ago, and I was like, it's football. Like this is the fun part of what we do. But I definitely don't take football for granted, seeing how fast it can be taken away from me. And I think that gave me a chance to mature and kind of just stick in the older players' hip and kind of learn from them. So I think that's what's helped me.
Yeah, it's so different for you guys now because you really don't stop training all year long. But for a guy, obviously a veteran who's been through 5 of these now, what's the mindset as you get to camp? You touched on this a little bit. I think you said it's excitement or whatever. But I mean, is it something you look forward to, or you dread and just try to get through?
No, I look forward to it. It's football. It's the fun part of what we do. We're not out there running. We're not out there swinging weight around. It's football. We can go play football. That's what we're here for. It's what we do. And I think that's something to look forward to every year. And kind of as you get older, you kind of learn that. And I think these younger guys are going to figure that out at some point. And it took me some time to figure that out.
Sort of related to that, last year I think there was probably on the schedule, like work on yourselves, focus on yourselves as a team. This year was it a little different, knowing you with what follows that whole grind that's ahead, the potential of a long season?
I don't think Coach Smart's going to change his ways. We're going to be physical, have tough practices. Camps can be hard, always is. You figure out what your team is during camp, I feel like, and I don't think he's going to change anything.
Tate, on these tough practice days, are you more vocal with teammates as far as pushing them? We always hear about player-led teams and accountability. What's your leadership style, and how vocal do you anticipate being this fall camp?
Definitely more vocal than I've been. I've been in a room with Sed, who's one of the best leaders I've ever been around, so I've never really had to be that guy. And this year, especially in our line room, I am going to have to be that guy and kind of get people going. I'm the older guy, people listen to me. So stepping in that role is one thing that's going to be big for me during this camp.
Following up, Jordan Davis had a sense of humor with his leadership style. I suppose you're around that. Would you anticipate being similar to that? Or?
No, yeah, for sure. I mean, you can't just you got to be that guy sometimes. It brings people up, especially in camp when you're tired, you're worn out, you're hurting. Somebody's got to be able to bring people up.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to get to talk to you again before Clemson, but Matt Luke is now Clemson's offensive line coach. What's your excitement level going into that game when you're going to see him and obviously coach you?
Of course, I have tremendous respect for Coach Luke. Coached me for 2 years. Played for him my freshman and sophomore year. I have tremendous respect for him, but I'm looking forward to that game just as much as I have in any other one.
I think you're listed at 310 pounds. I'm curious, when you're around these freshmen that came in, they're all pretty huge. What do you see in them, and you play basketball with Jazeer Jackson yet?
I don't know if I'm going to step on the court with him. I don't know if I can. If I am, he's on my team. But I see a bunch of guys that are eager to learn. They're coming in. They're trying to learn. They're trying to do their best, and I respect them for it. It's been a good group.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask you about Jazeer. Just a very different background than we're used to seeing in a player. Just what have been your immediate takeaways from what you've seen from him?
I mean, when he was on a visit, we all sat there and talked to him. It was like, this kid's basically one of us. I mean, same sense of humor and things like that. But of course, there's it's a new sport for him. He came from playing basketball, so he's got a few things to figure out, but I think he's doing a really good job.
Yeah, entering your 5th off-season here, going into this off-season, what were some areas of physical improvement you were looking to make and some milestones that you wanted to reach?
For me, there's weight room goals. I wanted to clean 405, bench over X amount, squat over that. But for me, physically, it was kind of just play style. Working my hands. I had a bad habit of having bad hands last year. That's something I can really improve on this year. And then, of course, there's a mental aspect, safety rotations, coverages, seeing things before they happen, stuff like that. So that's something, as a group, we've tried to learn and together and try to get better at.
Any more questions for Tate?
Yeah, your tattoos are sick. What led you to getting those, and just sort of walk me through what they are?
I've always wanted tattoos. Mom isn't gonna love this, but
I
it
know
is. It is. But I've got the clock tower. That's from Rome. That's from Chattanooga. Trained from Chattanooga. I was born, and then I have the arch, of course. I got 3 road signs that I've lived on. That's my road, Tennessee, Rome, and then here. And then, of course, I've got that for Dove. And then I have a lion, and then I have a Bible verse, Matthew 23:12. It says, "Whoever exalts himself will be humbled, and whoever humbles himself will be exalted."
Got one more question?
Did I guess I just asked you about Carson? We heard Kirby talk about wanting Carson to be more assertive. Have you seen a change in Carson throughout the summer and going into fall camp?
I've had a few conversations with him about just, I think when he speaks, people are going to listen. He's our starting quarterback, and I think every team needs their starting quarterback to have some sort of voice, and him stepping up he has, and it's been big, and people listen when he talks.
Thank you, Tate.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Tate.
Tate.